The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil 2019 full movie review script. The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil is a South Korean crime action thriller directed by Lee Won-tae and starring Ma Dong-seok, Kim Moo-yeol, and Kim Sung-kyu. The film follows an unusual alliance between a ruthless crime boss and a determined police detective as they hunt a serial killer terrorizing the city. The movie was released in 2019 and became one of the most talked about Korean crime thrillers of the year. Wikipedia +1. Imagine driving home late at night after a long day. The roads are empty. Everything feels normal. Suddenly, another car crashes into the back of yours. You step outside, expecting a simple accident. But instead of an apology, a stranger pulls out a knife and attacks you. That terrifying scenario is exactly how this movie begins. Right from the opening minutes, the film creates an atmosphere of tension and danger. A mysterious killer cruises through the city at night, deliberately causing minor car accidents before brutally murdering his victims. There is no clear motive. No connection between the victims. No pattern that ordinary people can recognize. This makes the killer even more frightening. He doesn't kill because of revenge. He doesn't kill for money. He kills because he enjoys it. And that is what makes him the true devil of this story. The police are struggling to catch him. Bodies keep appearing, but evidence is scarce. Most officers believe the murders are unrelated incidents. However, Detective Young Tae-suk sees something others don't. He notices similarities between the crime scenes. The stab wounds are similar. The method is similar. The timing is similar. Slowly he becomes convinced that a serial killer is operating in the city. Unfortunately, convincing his superiors is not easy. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody takes him seriously. This immediately establishes Tae-suk as the classic underdog detective. He is intelligent, persistent, and willing to break rules if necessary. Unlike many movie cops who wait for permission, Tae-suk acts first and deals with consequences later. While the police investigation continues, we are introduced to another major player. Jang Dong-soo, a powerful gangster, a feared crime boss, a man whose name alone commands respect. Dong-soo controls territory, businesses, and loyal followers. He isn't portrayed as a good person. He is a criminal through and through. Yet the movie quickly makes him fascinating. He's smart. He's calm. He's dangerous. Most importantly, he's used to being the predator. But one night, something unexpected happens. The serial killer chooses the wrong victim. Just like previous attacks, the killer intentionally crashes into another vehicle. He expects an easy target. Instead, he finds Dong-soo. The moment the attack begins, everything changes. Unlike ordinary victims, Dong-soo fights back. What follows is one of the film's most intense early sequences. Knives flash in the darkness. Blood spills. Cars crash. Both men are injured. The killer eventually escapes, but for the first time, he fails to complete his murder. Dong-soo survives. And that creates a huge problem. For the serial killer, it is a failure. For the gangster, it is humiliation. Among criminals, reputation is everything. If word spreads that someone attacked the boss and escaped, it makes him look weak. Dong-soo cannot allow that. He wants revenge. Not justice. Not law. Revenge. This single event becomes the foundation of the entire movie. A detective wants to arrest the killer. A gangster wants to kill the killer. Both need each other. Neither trusts the other. And yet they form an uneasy alliance. This unusual partnership is what makes the movie so entertaining. Most crime thrillers follow a familiar formula. Good guys chase bad guys. But here, the hero and villain are standing on the same side. At least temporarily. The detective knows Dong-soo has resources the police don't. The gangster knows the detective has legal authority and investigative skills. Together they become a powerful force. As the hunt begins, the film expertly balances action, suspense, and dark humor. One of the strongest aspects of the movie is the chemistry between the two leads. Tae Suk and Dong Soo constantly clash. Their personalities are completely different. The detective is impulsive and aggressive. The gangster is calculated and strategic. Whenever they share a scene, sparks fly. Sometimes they argue. Sometimes they threaten each other. Sometimes they cooperate. The unpredictability keeps the audience engaged. At the same time, the serial killer remains an intimidating presence. Many thrillers make the mistake of showing too much of the killer. This film reveals just enough. We learn about his methods. We see his brutality, but much of his psychology remains mysterious. That mystery increases the fear factor. Every time he appears on screen, tension rises instantly. The killer doesn't act like a movie villain. He acts like a predator. Quiet, patient, emotionless. His attacks are sudden and savage. This realism makes him disturbing. As the investigation progresses, clues begin to emerge. The detective analyzes evidence. The gangster uses his criminal network. Both sides slowly close in on their target. But catching a serial killer is never easy. Every lead seems to create new complications. Every breakthrough is followed by another obstacle. The movie constantly raises the stakes. One particularly impressive aspect is how the film portrays the city itself. The urban environment feels dark and dangerous. Nighttime streets become hunting grounds. Industrial areas feel threatening. Even ordinary locations appear unsettling. The cinematography helps create this atmosphere beautifully. Many scenes use shadows and low lighting to enhance suspense. The visual style perfectly matches the story's tone. Action sequences are another major strength. Unlike exaggerated Hollywood spectacles, the fights here feel brutal and physical. When punches land, you feel them. When knives appear, danger feels real. The action isn't about flashy choreography. It's about survival. That realism makes every confrontation more impactful. Of course, the true star of the movie is Ma Dong-seok. His performance as Dong-soo is exceptional. He brings charisma, humor, and intimidation to the role. One moment he can make audiences laugh. The next moment he can make audiences fear him. Very few actors can balance those qualities so effectively. His physical presence alone dominates the screen. Yet beneath the tough exterior, he adds subtle layers to the character. Dong-soo isn't simply a gangster. He's a man whose pride has been wounded. And that makes his pursuit personal. Kim Mu-yeol also delivers a strong performance. His detective feels believable and determined. Rather than being a flawless hero, he makes mistakes and takes risks. This makes him relatable. Meanwhile, Kim Sung-kyu deserves enormous praise for his portrayal of the serial killer. Without overacting, he creates a chilling villain. His calm demeanor is often more frightening than explosive rage. As the story approaches its final act, tension reaches new heights. The alliance between gangster and detective becomes increasingly fragile. Both men want different outcomes. The detective wants justice. The gangster wants revenge. Eventually, these conflicting goals become impossible to ignore. The final pursuit of the killer delivers exactly what audiences want. Exciting chases, violent confrontations, high stakes, unexpected twists. The movie never loses momentum. Every scene pushes the story forward. When the killer is finally cornered, the question isn't whether he will be caught. The question is who will reach him first. The detective, or the gangster. This conflict gives the climax tremendous emotional power. Without revealing every detail, the ending is one of the film's strongest elements. It provides satisfaction while remaining consistent with the characters. The final scenes remind viewers that justice and revenge are not always the same thing. Sometimes the law wins. Sometimes personal vengeance wins. And sometimes both collide in unexpected ways. One reason audiences love this movie is its simplicity. The premise is straightforward. A gangster, a cop, a serial killer. Yet from that simple concept, the filmmakers create a thrilling and memorable experience. Community discussions have often praised the film's entertainment value, action, and the performance of Ma Dong-seok. Reddit +1. The pacing rarely slows down. The characters remain engaging. The action is exciting. And the suspense keeps viewers invested until the final frame. Of course, no movie is perfect. Some viewers may wish the serial killer received a deeper backstory. That criticism has appeared in audience discussions over the years. Reddit. However, others argue that the mystery surrounding him makes him more frightening. Both perspectives are understandable. Personally, the lack of detailed explanation didn't hurt the experience. Sometimes evil is scarier when it remains unexplained. Overall, The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil succeeds because it understands exactly what kind of movie it wants to be. It doesn't try to be overly complicated. It doesn't get lost in unnecessary subplots. Instead, it focuses on delivering a gripping cat and mouse